Hi guys, that's Gianpaolo Lorusso speaking for a new edition of the Top 10 PPC News Parade of the last 3 weeks. We got a little stop in the middle. Okay, let's start with the first piece of news, which is from our own. ADworld Experience 2022 program is now online. You can have a look to the professionals, PPC professionals who are coming to Bologna in October 6th, the 6th and 7th, which will be available also for streaming, of course. Let's move to the first extra content, because in 3 weeks we have more than 10 news to highlight. Twitter is going to launch his own campaign planner. It's interesting. It could be interesting to evaluate how to manage campaigns on Twitter. The second extra bonus of this week is by Matthew Ambro. Is a sort of mini guide of experiments functions, which is one of the underlooked options of campaigns in Google Ads, and instead it's a very powerful option not to rely on opinions, but only on data. So if you are not sure if something like a different smart option, a smart bidding option, for instance, you can try it and compare with the one you are using at the moment, and then you will know what is going to work better. But let's go to the number 10 of the best PPC news of this last 2 weeks. It's a news by Elizabeth Sarro from Cyprus North. She's explaining how optimized targeting work in display video campaigns, and why you have not to use it. No, not exactly in this way. This is my opinion, but you will see also what she's explaining. When you have many display campaigns, if you use optimized targeting, of course you are overlapping them without even knowing who are you targeting in each campaign. So of course this is a caveat, sorry, a situation to avoid when you are using this when you're using many structured display campaigns. But anyway, you will know exactly looking at this post. Post number 9 from Social Media Examiner. They shared a way to search and monitor competitors' campaign in LinkedIn ads. So that's a nice way to analyze your competition on LinkedIn ads. News number 8. LinkedIn is going to launch its own account manager. That's a very good news because it's quite useful for professionals who are organizing a lot of accounts. So it's an interesting news to highlight. News number 7. Koen Lindholm is sharing an interesting observation he's done on Performance Max campaigns. He noticed that some custom in-market audiences are added to Performance Max campaign, and that could be interesting to test these audiences also in different campaigns. So it's not a new thing that Google is suggesting audiences, but custom audiences could be even more interesting to test if they perform well, of course. News number 6. Andrew Lorkia is explaining how in saving revenue they're using smart bidding, which is not something, of course, very interesting in itself, but I think that the very interesting part here, apart from some technical details which is useful to know, is the way they are using portfolio bid strategies. I'm not a big fan of portfolio bidding strategies, but here I think it's an interesting point of view on this feature. News number 5. Michelle Noonan, CA Interactive, is sharing some admin settings not to overlook. Very important things, especially I think the second one on signals. She is suggesting to switch on signals, of course, to have Google tracking better conversion from users which are logged in some Google account, some Google service. Also, the retaining number of the data retention number of months is of course interesting to set to the maximum to have year-over-year comparison for event tracking, event event tracking recognition in charts with in reports which use event recognition. Of course, if you retain users' data for 14 months, the tracking would be much more precise than for only 2 months, which is the default. News number 4. Michelle Morgan here is sharing the short answer to the question if broad match and smart bidding is fits to all accounts is no. But Michelle sharing is sharing why this methodology is not a universal fit for everyone. And she's, as usual, is very analytic in explaining it, and I suggest you to have a read to this post. News number 3, the podium. A new report highlights how TikTok is gaining traction, especially among small businesses, small and medium businesses, and this is a good news. No monopoly is nice. Is a nice thing for marketers. So that's a nice news. News number 2. Kirk Williams here is sharing titling options in Google Merchant Center in Google Shopping feeds, and it's nice to know that there are options depending on how much space Google have to show these titles. So I think it's a very interesting thing to optimize in Google Feed. News number 1, which actually are 2. So news number 1. Yesterday on June the 30th, expanded test tags are sunset by Google. And here I found two different articles on how to test and optimize responsive search ads. One on Search Engine Journal by Frederick Wallace, which is always is saying something very interesting on how to test and optimize. And the second one by Kerry Omodio on searchengineland.com, which is sharing some methodologies to test and optimize responsive search ads, which are, since yesterday, the unique standard, the sole standard Google admits now in search campaigns. That's all for this edition, and we'll see you at the next one, and may the ROI be with you. Ciao!